Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Equity Crowdfunding Radar, where we take a look at interesting opportunities in the equity crowdfunding space. I'm Elias, a novice investor, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to take a look at Good Earth Organics today. And what do they do? What is this company? Well, they formulate, manufacture, and sell organic soil, primarily marketing to cannabis, marijuana, hemp growers. Right now, they're mostly B2B, but they are looking to expand into the consumer market. Where did I find out about this? Facebook ad. Yeah, Facebook is getting pretty good with the leads. Are they profitable right now? Well, no, they're not profitable yet. So here we can see there's a pre-tax income in 2019 of 1.1 million loss. This is a 1.1 million loss, which is down from the 869,000 loss in 2018. Okay, what else do we have here? So let's talk about market risk and product risk. Is there a market for organic soil? Absolutely. By the way, I'll use a 3-point scale here. It's going to be either not confident, unsure, or confident. It's just going to be those three. So, is there a market for organic soil? 100% absolutely. And really, it doesn't matter what crop you're talking about. In this instance, we're speaking about the cannabis hemp industry, but whether it's food, like, tomatoes, corn, just standard produce, whether it's cotton, like clothes, bedding, any sort of crop, there is an organic market for it. So is there a market for organic soil? Yes, absolutely. Product risk. Here's where I'm a bit unsure. If you look at the testimonials, the customers seem to be happy with the product. But what I'm unclear on is the differentiation of the product. They, in their SeedInvest page where people are asking questions, the sentiment seems to be that with their soil, you're able to amend it, or it's able to be perhaps reused more than a standard soil. Still a bit unclear on it. I have a bit of experience in the organic farming industry. I worked on a farm for around 2 years. And amending soil, or replenishing soil, which is what amending means, you're adding nutrients into the soil, that is not proprietary, and it is a common practice. So calling that out as a point of differentiation, I think I need a little bit more clarity on that. So let's talk about the platform. Before we get to use of proceeds, we'll talk about the platform. So they're on SeedInvest. The round size, they're looking to raise a minimum of 500,000 and a maximum of 10 million. The pre-money valuation is 23.408 million. Minimum investment is $1,000 and a price per share of $1.65. So how are they going to be using the proceeds? Let's talk about it. Primarily, it's going to be brand acquisition and marketing. A little bit of R&D, a little bit of equipment, but it seems as though, and working capital is the large chunk if only a minimum is raised. But I think the focus and the key to their growth will be what they do in the brand acquisition and marketing spaces. And I'll talk about my concerns in the marketing space soon. It sounds like they have at least one company lined up that they're looking to purchase. Okay, so what are some of the potential success signals? Well, the CEO, Liz Wald, is experienced. She's worked on AOL, she's worked on Etsy, she's worked on Indiegogo. I'm going to try and recall from memory after my LinkedIn digging. I think she worked for Etsy for around 4 years, and 3 years after she left, the company IPO'd for, I think it was in the realm somewhere between 500 and 800 million dollars there. So not bad, not a bad place to work at right before the IPO. What about traction? Let's talk a little bit about the traction. So they have revenue is up 43% year over year in 2019, and revenue approximately 50% higher in the first, that's year over year as well, first half of 2020. So what does that mean? Even though this is unaudited, which means it's not confirmed yet, but this is approximately, they're saying that they earned more in the first half of 2020 than they did in all of 2019 in the revenue. So that's a good traction signal. Additionally, they're in a growing market. So I'll just read this quote here. Correspondingly, the retail market for organic potting soil sold into cannabis and hemp grower supply chains is anticipated to more than triple from 0.9 billion in 2019 to 3.3 billion by 2025. Do we have a chart there for that? Yes. So this is the chart for that. This is the retail market for organic potting soil and nutrients sold into the cannabis and hemp growing supply chain. It's one thing I should note is that this soil is not exclusive to hemp or cannabis growers, but this is just their primary market here. Okay, what else do we got? I think we're on to my concerns now. Yes, so let's talk about my concerns. One, this is a highly competitive market with at least one big brand, which is Fox Farm, which has a much larger SEO Amazon presence, and they typically have thousands of reviews per product. Now, let's take a look at that for a moment here. How did I find this brand? Well, I searched best soil for growing cannabis and similar keywords to that effect. Good Earth Organics didn't come up in any of my searches, and that's a problem. Fox Farm came up, and there was at least one other brand, I can't remember, but Fox Farm seems to be the go-to on the internet for organic soil for growing cannabis. And you can see that the various products that they're selling, they have thousands of reviews per product. 2,000 reviews, 1,300, 1,700, and as we know, these are a fraction of the sales that they're doing. Reviews are a fraction of the sales. So we can just see more. This has 3,000. Yeah, so I just wanted to call that out. But also, what may be important to call out is that all of these products seem to be sold by third parties, whereas Good Earth Organics is directly selling through Amazon. So that's probably a signal for better margins for them. Back to my notes here. So we talked about Fox Farm and how big their SEO presence is. Meanwhile, Good Earth Organics has a tiny Amazon presence. They say they recently launched their store in their video on the website, not their SeedInvest site, but their website. And they have approximately 80 reviews in the past year. So that hopefully shows some contrast. Thousands of reviews per item versus 80 reviews across their 3 products that they currently have. We talked about SEO for terms like best soil for growing cannabis yielded no results for Good Earth Organics. And I'm interested in hearing a competitive analysis for companies like Fox Farms. What is your differentiation strategy? And what are your plans to improve the internet presence? And we spoke about that, which is they're going to spend at least 20% of the raise on marketing, which I think is a good strategy. The other thing I wanted to call out here is that the person in charge of marketing at Good Earth Organics seems to be someone who has worked for the company for around 7 years. Now, it didn't seem as though he had marketing experience prior to working in this company. And even now, he was recently promoted, I think this year, to an official marketing position, whereas I think before he was in sales. Fact check me on that. But my sentiment, my takeaway was that it was unclear whether he had the roadmap to construct and enact an effective search engine optimization strategy. So marketing is a big flag for me here, or a big concern. Doesn't mean it's a bad investment, just that's something on my radar. Final concern, which is also interesting, but I think the marketing is my main one. The seed round for this company closed May 31st, 2020. So think about it. June, July, August, September, October. We're 5 months later. They closed May 31st at a $12 million valuation, and now they're saying they're almost worth double that. So what drove the valuation increase? What changed between now and 5 months ago that doubled the value of the company? That I'm unclear on. And this plugs into a larger conversation of, I think in some sense, investors in the equity crowdfunding space are shouldering some of the risk in terms of inflated valuation. So I think the equity crowdfunding space right now, investors are shouldering some of that risk. They're having to take deals that may be considered overvalued, but that's all speculation. I won't go too much into that now. So my main question is, why is the company worth double what it was 5 months ago? And that's it for my coverage of Good Earth Organics. Let me know what you think. I'm highly interested in not only this raise, I think this is an interesting raise, but I'm interested in hearing your thoughts as well. Do you think this is a good pick, a bad pick? Let me know in the comments below. And feel free to invest in the like button. Appreciate all the comments in the past videos. Someone said I saved them $6,000, which is always nice. Feel free to invest in that like button and the subscribe button so I know that this is providing some value to you. All right, thanks all, and I will catch you on the next episode. Have a good one and happy investing. Bye-bye.